Hello and welcome to part 9 of my Wings of Fire Hybrid Challenge. First let's go over an art trade. This was my art trade with Winusity. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, please correct me. I really love this. I love the little butterfly. You added so much detail into it and it's so cute. It also contrasts beautifully with the purples. And I love the way that you do your shading and the circles for the scales. It looks amazing. Thank you so much for doing this art trade with me. This was my side. And I also, in part 8, I had you name one. You guys always give such amazing name ideas. I cannot get over that, so I think from now on I'm going to try to get you guys to name as many as possible because I really love the ideas that you give. So this one I decided to name Azalea. I know it's pronounced in different ways around the world, but I don't know what would you guys say? I say Azalea. Would you guys say Azalea or Azalea? I don't know. Well, this is our grid from last time, and let's get started. This first one I don't really have any backstory for, but if you have any ideas for his backstory, I would love to hear them. I mostly just kind of wanted to test out some different design elements that I've used, especially with the jewelry and stuff, adding both cloth, beads, and gems. I really like how we turned out, and I think my favorite part about this piece is the orange and blue.
I wish I could remember when every time I hear your voice, like my feelings are not choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. All I want is take me down. All this time I've been trapped in, not knowing where my heart is. I've been telling myself to stop. Just make me whole. Just make me whole. Just let me.
For the second one, the idea for this one came from Dark Moon, and pretty much her story is that she was born and raised in the Mudwing Kingdom, and she didn't until her story kind of blooms is when she figures out that she's a hybrid, and she ends up going on a quest with a band of other hybrids to try and find who her family is. I really like how her design turned out. I mostly just really like the color palette, and I'm really proud of how she turned out. I love to hear your thoughts. For this last one, I spun the wheel and I got an Icewing Silkwing hybrid. And I looked at different kinds of moths and butterflies that you could find in the winter, and I found a moth that is literally called the winter moth, which I think is pretty fitting. I don't really have much of a backstory for him either. Mostly I was just kind of thinking that he wasn't accepted where he grew up, and so he kind of has to wander about, and his journey is trying to find acceptance in any community. And I also don't have a name for this guy, so that's your guys' job.
Method, looking for the one who's trying to be perfect, yeah. You'll try to match it, don't be sad if you don't make it, You hope for wonders, living life means making blunders. It can make you shatter, you will try to fight the thunder. Trust me no matter what happens, because I will stay by your side in your heart. Whatever happens, remember that you can do anything.
And that brings us to the end of part 9 of this challenge. And I just looked at the grid a bit more. I Also, my last video had a bunch of editing mistakes, so I'm sorry about that. But this grid is so full, and it makes me happy. I can't wait to see what kind of jumbled mess it looks like at the end. And I hope that you guys are here to join me. And I'll see you in the next one.